10 martyrs as a result of a new escalation by the Israeli occupation in the Gaza Strip, and the US president announces the formation of the Peace Council in the Strip and says that the announcement of its members will be made soon. And Europe pledges to strengthen its support for Greenland, while Washington downplays the presence of European troops on the Arctic island. Welcome to our news center. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq left today, heading to the Federal Republic of Germany on a several-day private visit. May Allah the Almighty protect His Majesty the Sultan wherever he might be, and grant him good health, well-being and long life. On the international arena, US President Donald Trump announced the formation of the Gaza Peace Council, a cornerstone of his administration's strategic roadmap to end the conflict in the Palestinian territory. Described by US President Donald Trump as the greatest and most prestigious council ever assembled, the Gaza Peace Council, that he confirmed he would personally chair, is tasked with overseeing the second phase of the American peace plan, which seeks to transition the region from a state of war to a period of long-term stability and reconstruction. Central to this initiative is the President's formal endorsement of a newly appointed 15-member Palestinian technocratic government. This administration is designed to manage Gaza's civil affairs during a critical transitional period, replacing previous political structures with professional leadership. Trump praised the new Palestinian leaders for their commitment to a peaceful future, framing the move as a vital step towards establishing a reliable governing partner capable of implementing the US-led peace framework initiated in October of 2025. Despite the diplomatic momentum, this initiative faces a volatile reality on the ground, where military tensions remain high. The plan's success hinges on resolving deeply entrenched issues, including the complete disarmament of militant groups and the logistics of a full Israeli withdrawal. Looking forward, the American plan relies heavily on regional cooperation from key partners such as Egypt, Turkey, and Qatar to provide security guarantees and financial backing. As the Gaza Peace Council begins its mandate, the international community remains cautiously optimistic but wary of the immense obstacles ahead. Only coming months will determine whether this technocratic shift and the high-level oversight from Washington can translate into a sustainable peace, or if the persistent field tensions will derail the most ambitious American intervention in the region to date. Meanwhile, funerals were held in Gaza's Deir al-Balah today for Palestinians killed in Israeli strikes a day earlier. According to local sources, at least 10 people were killed in a series of Israeli strikes across Gaza. Health officials said the deaths included a 16-year-old. The Israeli strikes come a day after the United States announced the start of the ceasefire agreement's second phase on Wednesday. More than 400 Palestinians and 3 Israeli soldiers have been reported killed since the ceasefire took effect in October. In Syria, Israeli forces continue their incursions into the Quneitra countryside. Syrian media reported that Israeli military vehicles, tanks and bulldozers entered Abu Qubays hill located near the town of Qudna in the Quneitra countryside. Yesterday, Israeli forces also entered the village of Sayd al-Hanout in the southern Quneitra countryside and arrested 3 Syrian residents. This incursion is part of a series of reported violations carried out by Israeli forces in Syrian territories. Greenland has witnessed rapid developments in recent days, including diplomatic moves and differing positions, followed by the deployment of European forces on the island, which has reopened the debate on sovereignty and security in the Arctic.
Greenland has become the epicenter of a global geopolitical standoff as the United States intensifies its bid to acquire the autonomous territory. Following his 2025 inauguration, President Donald Trump has renewed threats of annexation or military seizure, leading Republican lawmakers to introduce legislation aimed at making Greenland the 51st U.S. state to secure its estimated $4 trillion in mineral wealth.
Today, your country stands at the crossroads of continents and cultures. What is clear is that Greenland can count on us politically, economically, and financially. And when it comes to its security, the discussions on Arctic security are first and foremost a core issue of NATO. But I also want to emphasize that it is the Arctic and Arctic security, both topics, are core topics for the European Union and matter enormously for us.
In a historic counter-move, Denmark and its European allies have launched a military buildup to defend the island's sovereignty, following declarations by French President Emmanuel Macron that European borders are not for sale. A multinational force from France, Germany, and the UK began arriving in January 2026 to bolster Danish defenses. Denmark has further committed $15 billion to upgrade Arctic military infrastructure, including radar and F-35 fighter jet capabilities. Domestically, Greenland remains firm in its rejection of U.S. control following the March 11, 2025 general election. The governing Democrats Party has prioritized the island's path toward eventual independence while maintaining its constitutional link to the Danish realm. Recent polling shows that 85% of Greenlanders oppose a U.S. takeover, despite the island's current economic stagnation. The crisis has strained the NATO alliance to its breaking point, with Russia now backing the Danish Greenlandic position against American expansionism, as diplomatic talks in Washington recently collapsed without resolution. The international community remains on high alert over the potential for a direct confrontation between the U.S. and its traditional European allies.
Ukraine confirmed that Russian forces had seized two villages in the Donetsk and Zaporizhia regions east of Kiev. Russia, for its part, announced that its air defenses had intercepted and destroyed dozens of Ukrainian drones over several regions, noting that some drones crashed in the residential areas, but no casualties were reported. Meanwhile, Ukraine and Russia exchanged daily military attacks using missiles, bombs, and drones. Moscow has stated that it is open to a settlement with Ukraine, calling on the Ukrainian president to negotiate, following a statement by the U.S. president indicating that the president Volodymyr Zelensky is obstructing the peace process in Ukraine. And still to come in our news bulletin. Royal Armenian Police plays a pivotal role in ensuring the success of Muscat Nights Festival. Welcome back. Nema Water Services continues implementing the Water Distribution Network project in wilayas of Al Khabura as part of its efforts to enhance the efficiency of water services. The project has reached over 31% completion rate at a cost exceeding 1.5 million Armenian riyals and includes several new areas and developments. The implementation on this project targets areas that are not covered by the service currently currently includes Qasf Scheme and Al Qasf Village and Dhahrat Al-Tawi. The project is part of a package of projects implemented by NEMA Water Services within the framework of developing infrastructure and providing sustainable services that meet the needs of the community. Royal Oman Police plays a pivotal role in ensuring the success of Muscat Nights Festival through effective management and oversight of all its activities. Their presence helps maintain public safety, regulate traffic flow, and organize a crowd movement, allowing visitors to enjoy the festival in a secure and safe environment. By coordinating with event organizers and providing continuous monitoring, the ROP contributes significantly to the smooth operation of the festival and enhance the overall experience for residents and tourists alike. Al-Wusta Governorate continues to solidify its position as a leading tourist and economic destination with the launch of Al-Wusta Winter 2026 in the Wilaya of Al-Jazir, aiming to stimulate regional tourism throughout this year. The festival features diverse programs designed to highlight the Governorate's rich cultural heritage through traditional arts and crafts, showcasing the authentic Omani identity to all visitors. The event serves as a vital platform to support local productive families by providing dedicated marketing spaces for their products, while also creating short-term job opportunities for the Governorate's youth in organisation and logistical roles. Through these activities, the Governorate seeks to boost investment in the tourism sector by utilising the unique natural assets of Al-Jazir, aligning with the comprehensive economic development plans of 2026. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's news bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty the Sultan heads to the Federal Republic of Germany on a several-day private visit. 10 martyrs as a result of a new escalation by the Israeli occupation in the Gaza Strip, and the US President announces the formation of the Peace Council in the Strip and says that the announcement of its members will be made soon. And Europe pledges to strengthen its support for Greenland, while Washington downplays the presence of European troops on the Arctic island. With that, we do come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it is good night and stay safe.